Couldn't figure out doctors, they just wanted to give me pills. Couldn't figure out, the doctors never did tell me what was wrong, why my body was so acidic.
It's fair to say the American diet is highly acidic. Examples of popular acidic foods and drinks commonly consumed are sugar, coffee, and animal protein. Ironically, this is what an American breakfast sounds like: a crash at the start of your day. The consequence of having a ritual of eating acidic foods is developing a condition called acidosis. On today's episode, we'll be diving in on what acidosis is, where it comes from, and how we can take preventative measures to stay healthy and maintain homeostasis. What is acidosis? During our episode, Randy and Romaine, how Romaine survived death twice, Romaine shares his experience with acidosis and how he overcame his diagnosis.
Well, I know water is the nucleus to your health. And I found out that the water I was drinking was causing a lot of my health problems, along with lack of nutrition. I used to paint water towers. So I drank water in different towns all the time. And one time I was climbing a water tower and my entire body started cramping up. And I realized that it was the water that was causing it. So I went to the best source that I knew, which was bottled water. I drank that for approximately 10 years until hindsight being 2020. I found out after being admitted to the hospital for 5 days, and they did test on me 24/7 because my body was so acidic that I kept having gout flare-ups, couldn't work, couldn't walk. All I did was sat on a dock and fished in constant pain, was taking 3,000 milligrams of ibuprofen just so that I could function in the morning. And my body was so acidic, like I say, my body wouldn't get rid of the acid. Couldn't figure out, doctors, they just wanted to give me pills. Couldn't figure out, the doctors never did tell me what was wrong, why my body was so acidic. And then God sent a nurse into my life, and he was very persistent on having me drink this water. And my knee was probably the size of a basketball. I was using a cane at that time. And after he bugged me for like 3 weeks to try this water, when they told me I was healthy, but I took my health into my own hands and said, I requested a certain doctor, told him I needed to put a camera down my throat so I could see what I was fighting, because I knew I was fighting something, and they couldn't figure it out. Well, then they took some pretty graphic pictures of my insides, which Randy's got to see, and it wasn't pretty. So, and I knew it was the acid was eating everything up. All they had was a pill for and to cover it up, and no answers. But they had a pill. So I went home to die, basically. I went back to my apartment. Pretty much was secluded for a while, and like I say, God sent this nurse to me. His name was Doug, and he bugged me for probably 3 weeks to try this water, this alkalized water, to try to alkalize my body. And I wouldn't listen to him because I was done. You know, I thought I had all the answers, and I thought I was already drinking the best water. I had no idea about alkalized water. Well, then after he sent me this video, and I seen the exact water that I was drinking, 10 to 14 of them a day, because my nutrition knowledge told me to put water in my body to flush all the bad stuff out. Well, after I seen my water on that video, and it was pure acid, and I was putting 10 to 14 bottles of acid in my body every day, trying to get acid out of my body. Oxymoron. So Doug told me he had one of those machines. I told him, I asked him if he had an extra room. He said he did. I headed to Des Moines, Iowa on a Thursday evening. By Sunday afternoon, the swelling was completely out of my leg. I was able to walk back out without a cane, and I've never looked back. I ended up buying 2 of the machines the next day. So the water was the nucleus to my health. However, I still couldn't find good nutrition because it's just not in our food any longer. And if people educate themselves, they'll find out that if you eat a banana today, you're not eating a banana of 40 years ago. Same with apples, same with oranges. Nothing has the nutritional value. I see people eating corn all the time, and I watched America blow up. See, I'm a farm boy, and we use corn to feed our chickens to get them fat. We use it on our hogs, and we use it on our cattle, and we use corn to get them fat. We don't use it to give them nutrition. Well, people here in the United States think that corn is actually nutritious. It's not. So if you got a weight problem and you eat a lot of corn, you may want to look at your corn. Go ahead.
Acidosis is a life-threatening condition that can cause the blood to become too acidic. It's generally caused by an accumulation of lactic acid in your blood. If you have acidosis, your body has to work harder to maintain normal blood pH levels, which can lead to organ damage or even death. A kidney problem usually causes acidosis, but there are other causes too. Your doctor will need to perform tests to ensure that you have it and not other conditions like respiratory failure or shock. What does acidosis do to the body? When the body is in acidosis, it's essentially being poisoned. Acidosis happens when the body loses the ability to regulate pH levels, the balance between acidity and alkalinity. Acidity comes from the production of lactic acid, which builds up in the blood when your cells don't get enough oxygen. This can happen if you're exercising without warming up, if your muscles are damaged by disease or injury. For example, if you have diabetes and you exercise without warming up, your muscles, the excess sugar in your blood, will result in lactic acid buildup. The extra acid can cause muscle cramping and pain during exercise. If you have a condition like heart disease or lung disease that causes poor circulation throughout your body, it can also lead to acidosis because there won't be enough oxygen to get to your cells quick enough. In Romaine's case, he was able to recover from acidosis by using a Kangen water machine to correct the acid in his body with hydrogen-rich ionized water. He has also used a potent alkaline blend of superfoods to improve his organ health and digestion. Romaine was able to make a full recovery. Here are some things that you can do to treat acidosis. Make sure to get plenty of fluids every day. This helps with your kidneys and removes excess acids from your body. Drink water between meals instead of with meals. Drinking water with meals can dilute stomach acid, making it less effective for digesting food. Do not drink soda or other sweetened drinks that contain caffeine, such as coffee or tea. These beverages can cause your kidneys to produce more urine than normal, which increases the risk of developing kidney stones or other problems related to urination, like infections. Limit protein intake by eating smaller amounts of meat and beans each day, rather than eating larger amounts all at once. This will also help you reduce the risk of developing kidney stones and other problems. If you find yourself relating to the symptoms of acidosis, make sure to see a physician. This is your sign to get some help. If you found this video helpful, subscribe to our channel and like this video. Our mission is to give you life hacks and tools to navigate through your slice of the matrix. I hope you enjoyed the show, and I'll be seeing you on the next download.